Hi guys, it's Sav here. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make my homemade chili with beans. I have to say with beans because depending on where you're from, what state you live in, adding beans to your chili is a big fat no-no. Homemade chili is definitely one of my most favorite American comfort foods ever. So keep watching and I'll show you guys what you'll need to do. In my bowl here, I have 2 cups of dried beans. I'm going to soak this overnight, and this will turn into 1 pound of cooked beans. The following day, you want to place your beans in a large pot of water. Let it come to a quick rolling boil on high. Let it cook for about an hour or until softened to your liking. And obviously, you don't want it to get too mushy. I like a little bit of bite to it. After an hour, it's going to look something like this. And I'm just going to drain this and set it aside until I'm ready to use it. Today, I'm going to use 1.5 pounds of bone-in beef shank. I'm going to cube that into tiny bite-sized pieces and also 1 pound of ground beef. You will also need 3 tablespoons of ancho chili powder, half a teaspoon of white pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, 1 tablespoon brown sugar, and 1 bay leaf and 3 teaspoons of cumin. I'm going to mix all these together first. I'm not going to add my cumin just yet. I will tell you why in a bit. I'm going to divide this equally amongst my tiny little ramekins. I'm going to add my spices at different intervals during cooking, and the last one's going to contain my 3 teaspoons of cumin. Cumin will change in taste and flavor the longer you cook it, so you should add it last. And this method is the chili competition method, and they're actually called dumps, and this is my favorite way to make chili. Into my nonstick here, I'm going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and break in my ground beef. You want to cook this until browned and then set this aside. I took a paper towel and wiped off any excess grease. Now I'm adding in some extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to add in my cubed pieces of beef shank. I did add a little salt and pepper beforehand. And you want to brown this the same way as you did the ground beef. And you also want to, when you're done browning it, you want to set this aside and drain them on paper towels as well. Into the same pot, I'm adding in half of an onion chopped, pinch of salt, and you want to sweat out the onions and cook it until they're nice and soft. Once softened, you want to add in 4 cloves of chopped garlic. Cook until the garlic is nice and fragrant and add in your beef shank back into the pot. Give this all a nice big stir. Now you want to go ahead and add in a can of fire roasted tomatoes, about 14.5 ounces. Give this a little stir again. Add in about 3 to 4 ounces of tomato sauce. Stir again, and now I'm going to add in 30 ounces of water along with 1 bay leaf and my first dump. You want to give this all a nice big generous stir. I'm going to let this come to a quick rolling boil, turn it down, put the lid on, and let this cook for about an hour. After the hour is up, you want to remove the lid, give this all another stir. And then you want to add in your second dump. Stir again because yes, there's a lot of stirring. And then you want to put the lid back on and let this cook for another hour. So another hour has passed. Now we can finally add in our ground beef. I don't like to overcook the ground beef, so I put it in the last 15 minutes or so. Now you can add in your beans as well. This is a whole full 1 pound. You can add half a pound, you can add 3/4 of a pound. It's all up to you. Finally, we can add in our last dump, which contains the cumin. You want to give this all another, of course, big hefty stir. Oh man, this looks pretty tasty already if I don't say so myself. It's not done yet. Now we gotta thicken up the chili. I have here 1/4 cup of masa harina, which is a corn flour. I probably butchered that. And I mixed it with half a cup of cold water. Now I'm going to pour all of this into my pot. I just love this corn flour in the chili. It not only thickens the chili, but it gives it a nice overall subtle corn flavor, and it makes it just taste like chili. I don't know what it is. And you're basically done. At this point, you just need to taste check for seasoning. I tasted it. I think it needed a little bit more salt. And what's also good in this is a couple of splashes of good soy sauce. And how about a little bit more brown sugar? Just a small pinch. Now you don't want to overcook your beans. You should do all this taste check for seasoning in under 15 minutes. I'm so excited! I love chili. I love chili with a passion. Ooh, it's hot. It's nice and thick. Got my homemade cornbread. You can dip it if you want. I'm gonna take a little bit, put it right on top of my cornbread. Oh my god! It's so good. I feel like I want to punch someone in the face just because it's that good. That beef shank is melt in your mouth. And then the beans, oh, cooked to perfection. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make some of this today before summer comes around because you're gonna regret not making this. Thanks for watching. Bye!